Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Arthur Williams. I'm the host of MLM Talk Live. And with us today, we have a beautiful guest and a very professional lady, too. She knows her business, Miss Jackie Bernardie. And Jackie, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, please, and tell them where you fit into the professional world here.
Sure. Thank you very much, Art. I'm thrilled to be here with you. I'm Jackie Bernardie. I am a consultant and coach for the cosmetology industry, and I help people early on in their career, students and professionals, help develop businesses that are that have a very strong foundation as servicepreneurs. So,
how do would you define the industry a little bit for us, Jackie, so we know what kind of activities we're talking about?
Absolutely. So typically, I work with hairstylists, estheticians, or beauty technicians, as they're called in other places in the world. I work with nail artists, makeup artists, and salon owners and educators within the world of cosmetology or beauty school.
Mm-hmm. And where does that? Where is the connection between that industry and the network marketing MLM business?
Well, I think there's a lot of connections. I am not in the network marketing field per se, but a lot of my students and clients have been. And there's a lot of companies out there that are promoting beauty products, cosmetics, skincare lines, and so on. Where I fit into that in working with my clients who work in that field is helping them to understand that no matter what it is that they're promoting, whether it's their own salon, their own cuts, their own colors, their own product line, or the product line of a company that they're representing, they're all they're solopreneurs, and the word is getting used over and over. I use servicepreneur for my people, but the truth is, in 2016, pretty much no matter whom you're working for, you are a solopreneur. And if you're not thinking like that, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because you will not be able to differentiate yourself from everyone else. And my experience of the network marketing world is that typically you're trained by your upline, or whatever company you're in. They have a name for the people that brought you in, right? Right. And they train you in their methodology of what worked for them, or the people ahead of them, or the people ahead of them. And some of that information is kind of old information. So if you're not building yourself as your own business from the start, particularly in the network marketing world, then you're really doing yourself and your business a disservice, and you're not really giving yourself an authentic leg up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, one of the reasons that I was interested in doing this with you is because I know that your industry is a huge industry, and the cosmetics, beauty products side of the network marketing MLM business is historically that, and then weight loss have been the biggest niches. Can you tell us a little bit about how fast your industry is growing, and are more people than ever, trying to get pretty, or how big is the business?
Well, the industry is truly huge, and from all aspects of it, whether we're talking about barbering all the way to cosmetic sales behind the counter at a department store, or in an MLM type situation. And it seems to be growing all the time. Now, with the advent of more organic and natural products, a lot of people are starting to make products from home. Mm-hmm. My feelings on that are ambivalent, really, depending on the setup and the person and so on. But in actual numbers, and I would have to go back and check for sure, but a study done 2 years ago, the cosmetics industry brought in $58 billion into the United States economy total. Now that's everything, right? That's haircuts, that's lipstick, that's all of it, right? But you can't ignore a number like that from one industry. The other thing that's interesting about the industry in terms of facts and figures is that it's the single largest employer of women in the world, right? Wow. And not just women, but single parents. And that's profound, right? Because socioeconomically, if we can't afford to feed our children, if we can't afford to educate them, then as a society, we suffer, right? So this industry really has a profound effect on what occurs and people's lives, quite honestly. I'll get off my soapbox about that, but it is pretty profound. It's a huge industry, and it's not going to go away ever, even in times of great economic crisis. People will still get their hair cut. They will still afford whatever they feel they need to do to, I don't know, look the part. That's not really what I mean to say, but.
I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah. What are the benefits of having a strong personal brand?
The primary benefit of having a strong personal brand is that it will differentiate you from all your competition immediately, because nobody can be you, right? And nobody can be spectacularly you. So whatever it is that, however it is that you define yourself and how you want to project out into the world and how you want your intended audience to view you will separate you from everyone else. So in the using the analogy of network marketing, right? So maybe 5 people come under one person at once, right? And they all need to be trained. And in truth, they're probably all going to be trained the same way. They're either going to be, I'm not sure, really, I'm not up on the new methodologies of how they're recruiting and how they're training. But in the past, it's always been, okay, well, this is what you do, and you host a party, or you do this, and you get the people to come, and you show them, and you let them try it, and blah, blah, blah. What I'm suggesting is if all the 5 of those people were encouraged to build a brand of their own, right? So have their own Twitter account that they build up, not so much about what they're selling, but about who they are, right? So we hear it all the time. We buy from who we know, like, and trust, right? So we don't know, like, and trust somebody who hits Twitter and is just like, sell, sell, sell. And this is what I've got. And it's, you know, going fast and come on my team. And ew, we don't like that, right? What we love are people's stories, and we love getting to know them. And so when you create a personal brand, you give your potential audience, your potential clients, an opportunity to know, trust, and like you. Yeah.
You know, it just occurred to me that, of course, I'm a guy and I get haircuts. I don't get my hair done very much, but I know that when I'm sitting in a barber chair, it's usually it's one of the more relaxing times of my. You know, I typically do it about every 7-day or 10-day cycle. I keep my hair short, but when I'm in that chair, I mean, even if it's the first time I've ever seen that person, and usually it seems like it's a lady. I mean, I'm just really relaxed.
That's wonderful.
So there's a good opportunity there for a person, for the professional to really engage with their clients and really get that commercial, that business bonding, if you will, right?
Yes, but even more so, it's a deeper bond than just a commercial or business bond. I mean, really, you know, your barber, your hairstylist tend to be your bartenders, right? You confess to them, you tell them things that you probably wouldn't tell other people. Not everybody does this, of course, but in my industry, we all work with our hands, and we work with our hands on other human beings, which is an incredibly intimate process, right? And so there's a lot of give and take and communication. Even the client that you have that's sitting in your chair that stays completely quiet the entire time, they don't want to talk. That is, like you're saying, it's a relaxing time. Maybe that's their only time in that 6-week period that they can just sit there and not communicate. Which is a gift, really, right? So it's very intimate. So again, know, like, and trust your personal brand. Do you really want somebody to lay hands on you that you don't know, trust, and like?
No.
Right? So the way that extrapolates to the network marketing world is you may not be laying hands on people, but you are creating a relationship, and relationships inherently have some level of intimacy. So know, like, and trust. Be your own brand so that they can know, like, and trust you.
You know, I also, I've never been involved in a party plan. I'm like most people in that I've been in a few MLMs. I recently signed up in a coffee one, and I used the stuff. I haven't, I'm going to take some online approaches to building it. But I've always thought that the party plan would be fun, depending upon your product, of course. And it seems to me that for lack of a better word, the makeup parties and the kinds of things that, for example, Mary Kay people do, and maybe to some degree the Avon people, because they have beauty products too. It always seemed to me like that would be a really fun way to do business, as opposed to, for example, being a bricklayer or a real estate assessor or something. It just seems like the industry that you're in its broader terms, it would be a fun activity.
So that's interesting. So what about that? So the party planning aspect of that, what about that is interesting or seems like it would be fun to you specifically?
Well, because people aren't in business to make money. I think they're in business because everybody at some degree, at some level, maybe it's even mostly subconscious. I think we go through life and we want relationships. If we don't have relationships, it's like going through your whole life without ever seeing yourself in a mirror.
That's a very interesting point. Yeah. And I agree. I think that I assume that the party method has been successful for these companies because these companies have been around forever. It's particularly the two that you mentioned. And likely they are successful because innately as creatures, we do want to move around in packs. We don't necessarily want to be loners. So that ability to share something that makes us all feel good. So, if you go to one of those parties and they do a makeover on you and you look great, you feel better. And other people are witnessing you feeling good, right? Yeah. And that's very powerful stuff.
Yeah. It's always nice to do anything you can do to make somebody smile is always going to brighten up the room, isn't it?
It sure is. And actually, Will just made a very good point, and he said that the parties are easier for ladies. And Will mentioned earlier in the chat that he is a retired esthetician, which is also my background specifically, Will. And you're right, the parties probably are easier for ladies. And at the same time, I'm guessing, Will, that you may be in. Are you a network marketer? I don't know if he's going to write in there, but what I was going to say, yes. Okay. So Will, here's a really interesting thing. And I don't know if you know this or not. But women love to have services performed by men. And it's really probably not for the reason that you think it is. But studies have shown, and I can't quote studies here because I don't have the actual studies in front of me, but I'm going to wing it, that women feel like, oh, great, Will, you're going to jump on. Great, because I'm going to look right at you as I say this.
How you, Will?
Hi, Will. It's great to see you.
Awesome seeing you guys. I see you're in California. I'm in Atlanta.
Nice. Yeah.
So
Will,
your point was?
Yeah, my point is that we don't feel threatened at all. We have no competition barrier. We are way more open, typically, to the opposite sex perform. This is a deep psychological thing. This is not universal for all people, but I think men have a unique opportunity, particularly in the beauty space, in the network marketing thing. So I don't know what product line you're with, and I don't know if a party methodology is what yours typically uses. Is it?
Yes. So the awesome thing about me is I was dual. I was a massage therapist first, and then I went to school for aesthetics. And all of the female therapists and estheticians hated me because, first of all, I was dual. And second of all, when women walked in the door, like, they would like push all the girls aside and be like, that's who I want to work on me. So they were like, it's not fair. Everyone that walks in the door wants to see Will. And I was like, well, first of all, I probably do a lot more beating the pavement, handing out cards, meeting people, building relationships, going to the local commerce, meeting greets and luncheons. And I was really, really, really huge on that. And it was easy for me to turn my clients into product users for my product. And, you know, because I basically had that relationship with them and I could explain it to them very well. Hence the fact retired esthetician, because what I try to tell cosmetologists, estheticians, massage therapists, products make more money than services. With services, is you have to physically be touching someone to make money. With the products, basically people order. If you start getting people ordering product, you definitely will win in the long run.
Well, Will, wouldn't you agree that if to clarify that the key is integrating the products into a marketing system? Does that make sense?
Definitely. Basically, what I try to show other, estheticians and massage therapists and beauty cosmetologists, what I show them is that literally you have a relationship with your clients and they come to you for solutions. So, I don't know what skincare systems or, you push, Jackie, that you believe in. But me, I always try to take a holistic approach to everything. So, my biggest thing was I used to promote that my skincare clients don't need makeup. That was my biggest thing, because if you came to me for regular facials and you followed the skincare regimen that I gave you, I guaranteed you flawless, beautiful skin. And a lot of the things I promote was from the inside out. Not only did I provide skincare, but I also show my clients how to cleanse and how to take care of themselves. So basically, I used to tell people, hey, if you eat correct and cleanse regular, and you're healthy, then your skin will glow. And I used to tell people my clients don't need makeup, and literally that spread, and people literally would come and be like, if you go to Will, your skin will be flawless. You could be a lip gloss girl because Will's going to take care of that.
I love that, a lip gloss girl. So Will, I've got a question for you, right? Because the topic here, right, is, well, it changed a little bit. Love your craft and make more money. Oh, nice. I just noticed that right now, Art. Thank you for that.
Where did I get that idea?
Right? But the topic originally was about branding yourself, right, within this world. So I see you have a very unique branding ability within the world of whatever product line that you're repping. And that is, and I've wanted to do a course on this forever, just because sheer numbers, I think this would be a top seller. So here, I'm gifting this to you, right? If you can show someone not only the product, and don't just talk about the features and benefits, but actually show them how to use it and why scientifically it works, right? You know as well as I know that's a guaranteed sale. Right? Because that's what happens in the treatment room. When you explain to them exactly why sunscreen works as a wrinkle preventer, right? When you can actually technically explain that, you're guaranteed a sale, right? Yeah. In the network marketing world of skincare products and cosmetics and all that, people that have no training or no background in aesthetics are promoting these products. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But what I'm saying is you have a very unique branding position because you are a skincare expert, and you can actually say to them, okay, this is what the brochure is saying. But listen, this ingredient in here, this is exactly what it does. And this is why you want this product as opposed to anything else, right? This makes you completely like... Oh my God, if I were you, I'd be all over that, like honestly, because that is huge. And that for you eliminates really pretty much all of your competition.
So you're going to really, really not believe what I'm about to say, this next statement. So The company I'm involved with, we have awesome supplements, nutrition, and skincare. I don't even promote the skincare at all because I'm a retired esthetician. And whenever I break out the kit, and the kit is beautiful, everything is amazing, all my old clients are ready for me to start doing facials again. Like if I bring out that box of skincare and they see the cleanser and the toner and the exfoliates and all this stuff, like everyone's like, oh, Will, can I just get one more facial? Can I just get one more facial? One more back treatment, one more. And, you know, unfortunately for them, I don't have to do it anymore. And I shy away from the skincare, even though the company has an amazing skincare line.
Okay.
Interesting. We got Gerald DeBose company.
Gerald is wonderful, and Gerald can present it to you in a unique way. Hi, Gerald.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Art. Nice to meet you, Will.
Hey, Jackie, I have a question.
Great meeting you, Gerald.
What would be, as a person goes through their career in your industry, what would be sort of a 5-year, a 10-year, 15, 20-year landmark? How can they make sure that they're progressing? Because you don't want to just just keep on repeating the same year every year. As your career grows, you want to get more sophisticated in how you market your abilities to the world and to your profession in return for what you get out of your job, right?
Well, yes and no. I mean, honestly, that's a question of ambition, right? So those that are ambitious and really want to move forward in their career, they will continue education on their own. Hopefully the salon or the spa that they work in has paid for education. If they don't, they will actually go out and pay dearly, by the way, for continued education. It depends on what their end game is. I mean, some people want to have their own salon. Some people want to be a celebrity stylist. Some people are a celebrity esthetician or celebrity makeup artist. Some people want to be a platform artist where they perform at trade shows and, you know, they're in the limelight. And some are just really, really happy seeing their same clients that they've had from the beginning every single week, or, you know, whatever their 6-week rotation is. And that's all they want. So the question for the 5-year plan, the 10-year plan is really an ambition question. And those who really want to move forward or become not even more professional, just, oh, bye, Will, will do the things that people in any line of business would do to move forward. Right. This industry is no different from any other industry in terms of how you actually get to the upper levels of the industry. It's hard work. It's dedication. It's being professional. I mean, really just being pro and continuing your education and making connections. That's, of course, huge. So
the reason I ask is because I went overseas to Korea to teach English in 2007, was there for 4 years. And after that, I went to Manila, the Philippines, because I'd just never seen it and I'd heard it was nice. And I had a lady friend over there who just about that time, actually I met her on a dating site, but she had just come back from Malaysia. She was a Filipina lady. And in Malaysia, she had 3 beauty salons. And in 2 of the beauty salons, she also sold Avon. She apparently had been an Avon lady since her very young years and had been really good at it. She was the Seventh-day Adventist, just a real, straight arrow, nice person. And so in her beauty salon, she was very successful selling Avon products. And then in 2 of her stores, her salons, she also sold dresses. Mm-hmm. And so she had just come back to Manila and was wanting to get set up there again. And she couldn't find a slot, but she did start selling Avon. And almost from day one, she was profitable. And then I know that, and then she went back to Malaysia for a while on a business matter. And then I left. And in the interim, she's come back to the Philippines and she has another salon. She's selling Avon again. She has another dress shop again, and she's married. And so that's that's kind of what I was thinking of when I was talking about thinking about the possibilities of where you could go, because there's a case of somebody that started in a salon and then started selling other products.
You know, it's the truth. Gerald, do you have something you want to say to that?
Well, I mean, he's speaking directly to your industry. I was jumping on when Will was talking about his MLM portion. So I will defer to the lovely Jackie Bernardie on that subject right there.
Thank you, Gerald. So what I was going to say, Art, is this. The magic of what she was able to do one time, right? And then to be able to replicate it several years later. Mm-hmm. Nothing really to do specifically with her start in the industry as a hairstylist. It was all of her business practices that she developed over the years, right? Because those are very diverse businesses that she was involved in, right? And she was able to make them succeed not once, but twice. So that's a condition of your business growth, your acumen, the education that she got along the way, the connections that she made. That's not really industry specific. However, there could be a marker in there that is industry specific, and that is this industry is almost exclusively service based. Everything we do is in service to others, right? Through our hands. So that may have helped her in a unique way, but it's really the strong business foundation that she had that made her succeed in all those, or pure luck. Well, but I don't think luck strikes that way twice. So,
well, I would add, the only thing I would add is she has great people skills. If you have great people skills, it doesn't matter what industry you go in, what product you're selling, what your service is. If you are able to relate to people and communicate well, then you'll be successful in almost any medium, because that's what it's really all about. We're in the people business, no matter what business you're in. And when people understand they're in the people business, it helps them grow and it helps them to build those relationships the right way.
Yeah, yeah. How is that industry that we're talking about here, Jackie? Is it a high tech business? Is it a business that's changing a lot nowadays?
There are high tech elements within it for sure. The chemistry involved in this industry, whether it's in the hair industry or the skin industry, is evolving every single second. I mean, really at the speed of light. And biotech companies are all over this because the market is so huge worldwide. Also, there's actual technology, devices and so on that are being created now that are kinder, gentler to the hair, to the skin, easier to use. We're putting handheld computers essentially into consumers' hands, right? Yeah. Nanotechnology, and it's affecting our biology. So there's a lot of technology involved with it. Gerald, come back. Will came back for you, Gerald.
I did.
So there is technology in there, but I don't think too many people come to the industry based on the technological possibilities.
So based on what you've said in the last few minutes, then a person may or may not need management skills to be successful on a personal basis in that industry. Is that correct?
No, absolutely not. I think they absolutely have to learn management skills, right? They are, remember I said early on, regardless of whether they're working for a salon or a spa or themselves, they are solopreneurs at the end of the day. And if they can't manage themselves really from a legitimate management perspective, right, the business flies off the rails, because most of these people are very creatives. They're in their head. They're always visualizing the next technique, the next cut, the final outcome. And when they're living in their heads in that really creative space, the business aspect of being in business falls off the rails. So what I intend, those that really make it, those that want to be super successful, must learn management skills, not just self-management skills, but actual management skills early on, and apply it to themselves.
Okay. Well,
hey, Jackie, can I piggyback off of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I would like to say that I was in business for a few years before I started doing MLM. And because of the coaching and the training I got in my MLM business, it made me a better business person as far as my massage and the esthetician business. The coaching, basically, I was an awesome massage therapist. I was an awesome esthetician, but starting an MLM business made me a great business person. Before I was, I was just a guy who, if I got you in the door, you were mine forever. But I had a problem getting people in the door, and MLM actually taught me business. I tell people all the time, if you have a good upline, the price of any auto ship or any of that is worth it just to get good business training.
I agree. So out of that training, what do you think, what aspect was most impactful for not just your MLM business, but also your esthetician business?
Time management skills, definitely. Organization, self-improvement. Before that, I never used to read books. I never used to, I didn't know the difference between marketing and branding and selling. I learned all those things. Basically, just like really good business, solid business skills on, how to promote, how to market, how to connect with people. Really being in the service industry, a lot of people don't understand, just like you were saying earlier, like, no trust. I didn't learn that until multi-level marketing. That's a multi-level marketing thing. But guess what? If you get people to know you, like you, and trust you, no matter what business you're doing, you're going to be successful. Either MLM or, if you have a brick and mortar store. Basically, it helped me mesh everything together.
Yeah. Jackie, how capital intensive is success in that industry right now?
Financial capital, actual dollars.
Yeah.
It, again, it's dependent on what you want to put into it. If you want to stay on top of everything, you need to be going to the trade shows. The trade shows are several $100s a ticket. You've got hotel, hot costs there. You've got expenses for equipment, shears for hairstylists. The real shears that you would work with start at about $500 a pair.
You mean scissors?
Yeah. Wow. It's for real. It's for real. So, for skincare therapists, sometimes they're required to buy their own back bar. Very expensive. We're talking thousands of dollars there for a buy-in to be able to support any particular line. So capital intensive, given the amounts that there is an upper limit to what we can charge largely. So I think what Will was touching on earlier about when you're hands-on, there's lack of scalability with your hands-on, right? You can only work so many hours in a day. You can only do so many treatments. You can only do so many cuts. I don't care if you're Superman, you can't go over that certain number, right? Because there's just not enough time. Mm-hmm. That's why the retail aspect, being able to sell product, being able to give classes like, oh, great, Gerald's back. I'm so glad because I wanted you to be able to help Will. Okay. So, so that.
Okay. Well, where were we? Because I had to take a call and things of that nature. So I apologize. That's why I jumped off. I think that's so rude when people are on this and on the phone. So
exactly.
So what were we just talking about?
Before you jumped on because you wanted to
I said I wanted to talk to Will. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The thing that I wanted to speak to is, Will, I heard you say, I understand that you were I got to say the word right, esthetician. Did I say that right?
You did. Well,
okay. Look at me. I get an A for vocabulary today.
You do.
And all of that. And if you are in an MLM that is utilizing those type of products, I know it's not something you want to go into again, or where people are looking for you to do that, but you are doing yourself and the people that you're bringing into the business a disservice if you don't utilize that skill and talent that you cultivated over years. You know, because you are in business essentially to make money. And if you know more about that product than anybody else, it brands you as someone that people will come to when they need help for that thing. So even if you don't want to sell it, then train on it, then utilize it as a training tool, and you grow your income and you train your people to be better than everybody else is selling that product, because nobody can explain it and any better than you, because you have so many years of experience and understanding of how it works and what the benefits are inside of that. That was the one thing I did want to say.
How much did my upline pay you to say that?
Yeah, I don't even know what business you're in, brother. I just know business.
Hey, I hear it. I hear it all the time. My upline is like, I can't believe you're not focusing on the skincare because you are so amazing at it.
Right.
And at the end of the day, it's, you give people an inch and they take a foot. The thing is, you come in and if it was up to my clients, I would open the office back up like tomorrow.
Right.
Because they're trying to get me back in that direction. Right. And at this time, I'm really focusing on, my passion is showing other wellness practitioners how to retire and build legacy.
Okay, and
that's my passion now.
Okay, now I will piggyback off of that, because I used to run an MLM and I've trained plenty of people. One of my friends, oh wait, he's breaking up. He's talking, but I can't see what's happening. But one of my very, very close friends actually is one of the PSVPs in 5 Links. So he has the Bentley, all that stuff, and I know people in Melaleuca, so I've done this stuff. If you want to build legacy, then you utilize your talents in order to be able to build that legacy. And if you are going to pigeonhole yourself and not utilize all of you, then you can't expect all that you want to build to come to fruition the way that you want it to, because you aren't putting all of you into it. You're like, okay, I'll give you this 80% because I like this business building part. I like the part of being able to show people other things. But God gave you a unique gift and a unique talent that you are underutilizing. And if you don't do that, then you can't expect to be able to build that legacy piece that you are wanting to build, because you aren't giving it your all. You don't have your heart in it. You're still in your head. And this is something I talk to people all the time about. Get out of your head, get out of your mindset. See, that's a word that's so overused in this industry. And I know you hear it from your upline, you hear it from other speakers, you hear it from everybody else. It's never about your mindset. Truthfully, it's about your heart set. Because if your heart is in something, your heart is the one thing in your body that your brain does not control. Your heart, your head can never tell you, all right, heart, stop beating. All right, heart, I don't want to feel that right now. So if you get your heart into it, and this was something you were gifted with, and it's for a reason, and you were able to help and affect lives, and you see that because those people are still clamoring for it. So you need to utilize that to build that legacy that you are trying to build. That's all I'm saying. Don't do yourself a disservice. Don't do your legacy a disservice. The one you're trying to build, you can't do that if you really are looking to impact lives and change lives the way you want to, because it's something you were gifted and born to do. Don't fight against it. Utilize it.
I think it's easy to become, for lack of a better word, satisfied or complacent. You don't really. I think younger people, and in my case, I'm 71, but younger people, it's easy to think you're going to live forever, and then someday you wake up and you realize that, well, maybe I better think about how I want to invest the years of my life, because you only go through it once.
Absolutely.
Jackie, I have a question.
Yeah, well,
can you share some success stories of some challenges you've helped your clients overcome and what you did for them?
Sure. Thank you, Gerald. One of the biggest challenges, so remember, I said at the beginning, what I specialize in is working with people in the first 5 years of their career. And this is a really, really challenging time. And this relates completely to MLMs and network marketing business structures, in that people come in and they don't feel confident. Right? They don't feel confident in what they're selling. In my industry, they don't feel confident that they have the skills for the hair or the skin, or they're terrified to take on customers. They don't know how to find clients, and it's all fear-based, right? And so I would say pretty universally, the biggest success stories for me in working with my clients usually are the ones where we break through the fear, right? And we label it something else. Just it's something that's impeding moving forward, right? And it's not the scary thing that it is. It's just the unknown. Once we can break through that, that feels to me like it's the biggest victory ever. Like if you can help somebody see that whatever that thing is behind their wall that they've created is not this one-eyed monster. It's not going to kill them. It's only going to make them grow. As a mom, and I feel like a mom to a lot of these people because they are so young, right? It's like my heart bursts open. I'm like, okay, now you've got something. Now you've looked that in the face at a very young age, and almost nothing is worse than that initial step, right? So they're set up. So for me, it's getting past the fear, because the fear is crippling. And another interesting statistic, and I'm sure will nod on this one at least, is that in our industry, almost universally, once you're licensed, and not every state requires licensing, so we're not going to go into all the finer details of that, but of the states that do require licensing, most people, not just most people, over 90% of the people that go into the industry do not renew their licenses the first time their license comes up for renewal. We're losing over 90% of the talent coming out of the schools.
Wow.
Why is that?
Because they're afraid. They're afraid because they don't have mentors to show them. Listen, I've got to tell you something about my industry, right? Everybody wants to work with the salon and spas. Follow the money, right? The salons and spas will pay for the consultants. They'll pay for blah, blah, blah to help them, right? Not necessarily help. And I'm not bagging on the salons. I get it, right? Very few people are focusing on the actual practitioners, the hairstylists, the makeup artists, the estheticians, the nail artists. These are people that are working with their hands all day. They're exhausted. And the last thing that they want to do is more learning about business or getting past fear. And yet it's the single thing that they really need to do if they're going to get past that 2 years before they quit. Also, there's not a lot of money in the first couple years, really. And that is terrifying for a lot of people. So,
is it fairly easy for them, for a person for example, in hairstyling? Is it reasonably easy for them to make a living wage the first couple of years if they work hard?
No.
No,
it's hard. Okay.
No, it is. It's very hard. Because your business, unless you land in the sweetest situation where you actually have a salary, right, and you earn tips, and which doesn't exist for somebody brand new. It's just so rare. You're hustling every single day, just like anybody else in direct sales. Truthfully, You're hustling every single day. And remember, these people typically are very young. They don't have a lot of life experience, right, to kind of figure out. They may have a great week. So let's say they have, and this is crazy, but I'll just say they have a $1,200 week, which would be mind-blowing in your first 2 years. Am I right, Will? Like if you had a week where you brought home $1,200 in your first 2 years, that would be a good week, right? And it doesn't happen. But
I kind of was in a different kind of situation. I was already making money before I graduated school for massage therapy because I fell into like a really sweet niche market. And I actually came into massage therapy as basically a third career. I had already lived the entire life. So I was like, when I went to massage school, like I paid for everything cash. I already had money. So basically I wasn't like the struggling,
Okay.
you know, kind of survivor. You know, when I had a game plan.
Okay.
You know, massage therapy was supposed to be my second kind of retirement kind of business, relaxed, but it kind of transitioned into now MLM now. But when I had already been an engineer for 8 years, so when I decided, you know, I was tired of that, then I moved, and so I actually opened a spa. I went to school to open a spa. I felt like I needed to learn how to do everything before I opened it. So that's the reason why I went to school for massage therapy and esthetician. Just kind of ended up that everyone loved me and everyone asked for me when they walked through the door. And that's how I got burned out, because, you know, the ladies that I had working with me basically were complaining all the time because they weren't making money, and they felt like, oh, Will's making his money and he's getting a percentage of our money. And, you know, it didn't work out that well. Mm-hmm. So, you know, but I didn't come in like a lot of kids are like 18 straight out of high school, right, and they don't have, you know, I already had money to lean back on on the sleigh days. But like I said, basically by the time I graduated massage therapy school, I had a full clientele list. I basically, you know, because I had to start building my clientele while I was in school.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you were I wouldn't call it a victim, but certainly there was some repercussions to your own talent, wasn't there?
It definitely was. It definitely was. And, you know, I tell everyone, thank God for MLM, and because I have good product sales, because when the economy crashed, you know, in my heyday, I was working on like A-list celebrities. I had 2 locations open. I mean, the money was just like really coming in, and, you know, your weekly clients turn into bi-weekly, turn into monthly, turn into once every 6 months. The referrals start coming in, you know, not like nail techs and cosmetologists. Women are going to get their hair and nails done because they have to look presentable going to work and doing everyday things. But with massage therapy, that's more of a, you know, a luxury more than a necessity. So my massage clients start falling off. You know, my skincare clients basically been with me long enough. They knew how to use the product, so they could do at home what I was doing. So basically, you know, my money really slowed down, and I just thank God that I had started building an MLM business, because, you know, basically that was enough money. As I tell people all the time, that passive residual income, you never know, like it could go from extra money to paying the bills money. Exactly. You know, I always think ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I want to keep this under an hour. Okay.
Okay.
At some point in the future, Will, if you're involved in MLM now, maybe we can have a blab together. Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Okay.
And when I saw MLM, come up, that's why I jumped on.
Okay.
But we need to get Blab to give us an MLM tag button. Everybody tell them we need a tag button.
Right. Jackie, could you kind of summarize maybe 2 or 3 important points for personal branding for people in this niche in MLM?
Absolutely. Look at your talents, look at what your life experience has brought to you, and use that to create a differentiation between yourself and all the other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing or selling the same thing that you're selling. We all have things that are really unique, and it takes really looking deeply into who you are, what your intended outcome is, right, in terms of success, and what makes you unique in that. And then really put yourself out there as a human being first, right? And a marketer or an esthetician or a hairstylist second. Again, you're going to hear it everywhere. We've all heard it everywhere before. No like and trust, right? So our clients want to know us, they want to like us, and they want to trust us before they're really going to become our long-lasting and loyal clientele. And then, of course, the final thing is just do right, right? Be the person who does right in your industry. And it comes back to you in terms of connections. It comes back to you in terms of opportunities, and that helps differentiate you. Okay.
And when people want to reach you for your services or advice or consultations and things like that, how can they do that?
They can email me at jackie@jackiebernardie.com, or they can go to my website, which is jackiebernardie.com.
jackiebernardie.com. Okay. And you're from, again?
Newport Beach, Southern California.
Okay. Do you travel at all in your business?
I do, frequently.
Okay. And can you do speaking engagements too?
I do. Okay.
Very good. Okay. Okay. Well, Councilman, I have no further questions. If you're okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. And thank you, everybody who participated in the chat and also that sat in the seats. That was really great.
Okay. Y'all have a good day.
Take care.
Ciao.